What were we talking about?
Killing an idea.
Yeah.
Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
But I mean, I feel like you're on this page where you're going to wipe them out.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. Let's use this. And not...
Bill Maher just lit up Stephen Colbert, and trust me, it was every bit as savage as you'd hope. After reports leaked that Stephen Colbert was axed by CBS following a mind-blowing $40 million loss, Bill Maher went in with no filter.
Now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
Okay, but they do.
Never the type to sugarcoat, Bill Maher tore into Stephen Colbert's so-called legacy, pointing to his non-stop Trump derangement syndrome as the reason his show sank like a stone and split the audience in half. And let's be real, Bill Maher has had this one chambered for years. This wasn't commentary. This was execution. If you live for moments when the truth burns hotter than the lights in a CBS studio, smash that subscribe button. You're going to want to see what comes next.
All the comics that were supposed to put everybody to bed or whatever it is, they all went bananas left. I mean, Colbert, these guys are terrible. Like, Kimmel to me is just, maybe friends with him. I know a lot of people
I love Jimmy.
Yeah, like he's
Colbert and I
horrible
are
to
not
me.
friends.
Yeah, like those guys to me, they're just the worst sort of partisan nonsense. You want everybody.
But the good part of that is we don't hide it. Like, he doesn't like me and I don't like him. And we don't deny it, and we don't like it.
No, but he's nothing.
Colbert?
Yeah, he's nothing.
He's also very successful.
No, but he's just giving the machine what it wants all the time.
Giving the
you
machine-
for my differences with
That
you, I totally respect you.
Is well said.
Yeah.
Giving the machine what it wants. I
Yeah.
wish I had thought of that phraseology. That's exactly right.
Bill Maher swung hard, hammering Stephen Colbert for turning late-night comedy into late-night activism. He blasted the golden age of late night being traded for political sermons. What used to be a place for light-hearted laughs before bed is now a megaphone for partisan politics. According to Bill Maher, hosts like Stephen Colbert stopped telling jokes and started preaching, mindlessly praising left-wing policies while attacking anything even slightly conservative. Comedy? No. Propaganda? Absolutely. And Bill Maher isn't laughing.
Because he's stupid, this
Yeah.
guy, and so he's thinking he's praising, but he's actually undercutting. Again, this is a triple axle, and he always should get...
Dude, that's Corchester stuff. That's the stuff the comics are supposed to
right.
do.
Corchester stuff.
That's the
yes.
stuff we were supposed to do,
So
right?
he
So
will always...
they've all
right.
become the reverse, though, right?
But,
They've
you
all
know-
become sucker.
Bill Maher accused Stephen Colbert of betraying comedy altogether, ditching satire for servitude to woke ideology. No nuance, no edge, just pure partisan pandering. Bill Maher explained that while he and Stephen Colbert may share liberal views, the difference is clear. Bill Maher isn't a disciple of any political tribe. He doesn't worship Donald Trump, but he doesn't blindly hate him either. That's why he can torch his own side when they go off the rails, and why Stephen Colbert can't stand him.
I think I did his show twice. I mean, it just, you could tell it's on screen, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not like we fucking fought each other and like came to blows.
But it's
just
different
like, yeah, he's very opposite of me. He's like a married Catholic, and I'm like me, so, but that's okay. We're not alike.
You bring
either.
your lawyer to confession.
Right.
I
don't have
got it.
Republican gay sex.
Bill Maher then ripped away Stephen Colbert's polished TV persona, calling it nothing but a carefully staged act. The claps, the laughs, the applause, they weren't authentic, they were programmed. Unlike Real Time with Bill Maher, where the host often risks booze by speaking raw, unfiltered truths, Stephen Colbert's show became political theater dressed up as comedy. Bill Maher dared the audience to ask, has Stephen Colbert ever actually let dissent ring out on his stage? Has he ever let an unscripted, uncomfortable opinion shake the room? The silence answers for itself.
Now the dinosaurs are outside of the theme park. And
I do this for a living, and I'm not sure if I follow you there.
but they do.
The bad blood between these two isn't new. It's been simmering for years. They've never liked each other, and it shows. Once, Bill Maher cracked a clever joke on Stephen Colbert's stage. The crowd laughed, but Stephen Colbert played dumb, deliberately leaving Bill Maher hanging. Petty. Absolutely. But that's the difference. Bill Maher still believes in dialogue with people who dislike him. Stephen Colbert believes in mockery, cancel culture, and shutting down anyone outside his ideological bubble. For Bill Maher, it's debate. For Stephen Colbert, it's domination.
What were we talking about?
Killing an idea. Is that we have to come up with bombs that kill ideas.
I mean, I feel like you're on this page. Are we going to wipe them out?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that it's an emotional response.
Right.
I'm
and
not on the page.
And that's not a good idea, emotional responses. But let's use this.
At one point, Bill Maher completely dismantled Stephen Colbert, warning him to use more logic than emotion. Hate, he said, blinds you from ever seeing the good, just like blind love blinds you from seeing the bad. That's the danger of politics fueled by emotion. You lose fairness, honesty, and rational thought. Real maturity means keeping your balance even in heated battles. Bill Maher's message was simple. Be a thinker, not just a partisan ideologue.
Given $100 million, you lose $40 million a year, but why were you given the job? It's why I always say the thing about, I'm not that interested in what the ladies of The View say anymore. I'm not that interested in what the crazy people on MSNBC say anymore. I'm interested in the corporate layer of it. I'm interested in the people that are running the show saying, okay, we'll give you this to do this. Like, whether Colbert knows it or not, he was just giving the machine what it wants. Oh, there's a guy who will literally dance to convince people to get a vaccine that doesn't work. We'll give him plenty of money to do it, right? And there's a guy, Brian Stelter, who will say whatever we want, and then people will wake up and his ratings will be horrible, so we'll fire him, and then he'll disappear here, and we'll bring him back because not everyone will give the machine what it wants. And there's the inherent problem. That's why going independent really is the only thing that you can do if you're going to be a truly honest player in the space.
In the world of business, if you're bleeding money, you cut your losses. That's exactly what happened to Stephen Colbert. Despite CBS handing him a staggering $100 million annual budget, he still managed to lose between $40 to $50 million a year. Eventually, CBS made the only move that made sense: pull the plug. But as Dave Rubin pointed out, why did Stephen Colbert even have that bloated budget? It wasn't for comedy. It was to echo the establishment. From pushing the COVID narrative to burying the Hunter Biden laptop story, Stephen Colbert wasn't a comedian, he was a well-paid mouthpiece. And once the firing news broke, Jon Stewart went ballistic.
The fact that CBS didn't try to save their #1 rated network late night franchise that's been on the air for over 3 decades is part of what's making everybody wonder, was this purely financial? Or maybe the path of least resistance for your $8 billion merger?
Jon Stewart's rage exploded as he accused Paramount, CBS's parent company, of bowing to Donald Trump. He claimed the network cared more about protecting its $8 billion merger than preserving Stephen Colbert's career. Of course, no one was surprised. Jon Stewart was never going to turn on Stephen Colbert. He practically launched his career back on The Daily Show. To Jon Stewart, this wasn't just business. It was betrayal.
There was speculation yesterday in the podcast universe. Bill Simmons had on Matthew Bellany of Puck News, formerly Hollywood Reporter, and they openly wondered whether when Jon Stewart went on the air Monday night, he would quit because he was so outraged over the deep wrong that had been done to his good friend Stephen Colbert, clearly fired over politics. And so there was some anticipation. They both said they were going to watch Stewart live that night to see whether he would quit and make a point that this was deeply immoral, so much so that he would sacrifice the millions and the fame, air quotes, that he's getting from his reappearance on Mondays on The Daily Show. And instead, this is what we got.
But then came Megyn Kelly, and she wasn't buying any of Jon Stewart's righteous outrage. She exposed his hypocrisy, pointing out that if he truly believed Paramount wronged Stephen Colbert, he should have resigned from The Daily Show in protest. Instead, we got a cringe-inducing comedy sketch disguised as rebellion. Real solidarity would have meant putting his paycheck on the line. Instead, Jon Stewart chose performative outrage, angry enough to look principled, safe enough to keep the cash flowing.
The lefties are losing it over news of the show's cancellation. Failed vice presidential candidate Tim Walz Tampon Timmy has posted to social media declaring that Stephen Colbert is the best in the business. He always told the truth to power and pulled no punches. We need more of that, not less. Well, having Tim Waltz endorse you says it all.
And notice this, all the tears over Stephen Colbert's firing. They're coming from the left. The right is silent. And that silence speaks volumes. It proves that Stephen Colbert wasn't a comedian for everyone. He was an activist for his side. His job was supposed to be making America laugh. Instead, he made half the country roll their eyes. Predictable monologues, endless lectures, no surprises. And in comedy, predictability is a death sentence.
Is actress Jamie Lee Curtis.
It's bad. He's a great guy. Yes, they're trying to silence people, but that won't work. Won't work. We will just get louder.
In the end, Stephen Colbert's downfall wasn't just about tanking ratings or losing millions. It was about abandoning comedy itself. He traded punchlines for politics, laughs for lectures, and entertainment for activism. That's why he fell. Bill Maher, Megyn Kelly, and others simply pulled back the curtain on what was already obvious. When comedy becomes a sermon, the audience eventually leaves. And that's exactly what happened, and that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and stick around, because this story proves one thing. In the end, the truth always burns brighter than the spotlight.